If I told you that Brock Osweiler, the Denver Broncos quarterback, threw 51 passes and completed 35 for 308 yards, you would expect me to say in the next breath, the Broncos won the game, right? They didn't. Not at all. Derek Carr had numbers that were less than half that. But he scored when it mattered the most. The Raiders didn't even break the 100-yard rushing barrier with any of their runners. And yet the Raiders won. Why? This was a classic game played as if the Broncos didn't expect to lose to the Raiders, and so they didn't come in with their A game, whereas the Raiders didn't expect to beat the Broncos, wanted to beat the Broncos with a heavy desire, and so the two met, and they did. The one deciding, helpful element was Khalil Mack. Because while the Broncos were moving the ball between the 20s, the bottom line is they not only weren't scoring when it mattered, they also weren't completing first downs when it mattered. And Khalil Mack was sacking Brock Osweiler when it mattered. So this is an odd game in that way, but the bottom line is it showed that if the Raiders stick with it and they play as hard as they can and they believe in themselves, they will win games that they didn't think they could win. I'll bet you if you really had privately polled each member of that squad, they would have said, you know what, I'm scared we're not going to win this game in Denver. They won. They held on and they won. They took all the Broncos' hits. When I say hits, I mean, for example, try for a field goal, miss. Try for a touchdown, overthrown. And then again, when the Raiders were in a position where they needed to stop the Broncos, here comes Khalil Mack with 5 sacks, setting a franchise record matched only by Howie Long. Great game by the Raiders.